All right, we are back from the break, and Ockar and Braxon have
Oh,
come up to the door.
pen and paper. All right.
Yes, yes, have
Hang
pen
on.
and paper.
I got
Yes.
WordPad up. I'll do.
All right,
WordPad.
so a mouth forms in the door and says, "Drifting in the wind, falling like snow, but this precipitation is wrought by flame."
Oh, I know what this one is.
I'll give it to you
It's got
again. I'll give it to you again, though, just to be on the safe side. Drifting in the wind, falling like snow, but this precipitation is wrought by flame.
To me, it sounds like ash, but
Yeah, it sounds
that's
like
what I'm
Ash to
thinking
me.
too.
Yeah, sounds like Ash to me as well.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
Ash.
Yeah,
Ash.
we're all like universally Ash.
Okay. All right. So, who is?
Probably
I will
Ockar.
say it. Ockar will think about it for a second and say Ash.
Well,
And with that, the door in front of you opens. It opens more slowly than the other ones.
it opens so much for everyone you answer correctly.
No,
That's
I
all right.
mean,
I can just
opens-
squeeze under it.
it opens all the way. It just opens more slowly, so that I have time to reveal the next room,
And everyone else has
It's
time to
filled
catch
with treasure.
which is
Hopefully.
a circular room. Again, actually, no, this one is a spherical room, like the previous room that you were in.
God, this person loves his spheres. Clearly a wizard. I don't know. They all seem obsessed with spheres. To Lafdul.
I mean,
Lava
you
doesn't
know,
seem to be obsessed with them.
the
Just
universe
don't
is
find
kind
out.
of made up of spheres.
Hmm.
So the room is not quite as large as the previous one. However, it is still a good 150 feet in diameter or so. The room is dark initially, although there are lights around. The spherical walls are entirely black. They're pitch black. However, covering them are small, brightly glowing lights.
As
Looking
if they were stars.
into the center of the chamber, you can see a number of spheres, and they seem to be moving slowly about.
Ooh.
avoid those.
Is this what I think it is?
Maybe.
Yeldan murmurs.
Braxon
No one's
says,
actually in the room yet.
Braxon says, we should go take a look at that. It looks like it might be a model of the crystal sphere.
Where are the doors at?
There is only one door into this chamber, as far as you can tell, but no one has actually gone into the room, which is spherical, keep in mind.
Oh, so it's a drop.
Yeah, it might be another glass floor. I put 1 foot to see if there's a glass floor I can put my foot on or something.
You're gonna
Glass.
test the empty space right beyond the doorway.
Yes, while keeping his balance and keeping most of his body inside the doorway.
Yep.
You know, he's just like testing.
There
see
does
if-
appear to be an invisible floor.
Oh, good. I step into the room onto floor. Alone, it seems.
Yeldan's gonna follow as soon as he sees us safe.
Now, unlike the previous room where the floor and everything was at about the equatorial level, this one actually is slightly lower. So you're actually coming in where chest height, rather than foot height for at least the humans, is about the equatorial level. So the thing, there are spheres moving about. No one has actually like taken a moment to like look at them and see what they are. But they're moving at about chest height, so not on the floor.
Braxton's going to look at the moving objects and see if any of them looks like Radol.
Laughter's going to see if they're substantial rather than imagery or magic.
All right. So, Braxon, no, you don't think that this is Radol's crystal sphere. This you're pretty sure now that this is a representation of a crystal sphere, but it does
Right.
not appear to be Radol's.
Higgimus, have you got those maps?
Yeah.
This might be. This might match up with one of those maps you've got.
I'm definitely going to take a minute or two to study this and try to commit it to memory.
Okay. So at the very center of the chamber, a sphere that is not moving relative to the others is a sphere that is vaguely green and blue in color, with some patches of white. Circling this are actually 4 spheres. You see, one is a shade of light blue, another is dark blue, another is brown and gray, and the 4th one is reddish.
Interesting.
Out beyond that one are actually 8 more spheres. No, wait, sorry, I'm misplaced. Out beyond this are 4 more spheres, and they're actually moving in time with the inner ring. The inner ring ones are all moving on the same. They're all the same distance out. The second ring is again all the same distance out, but each of these is equidistant from the two. You know, like it's at a midpoint between the other two. So, like if you were to imagine like a compass rose. If the 4 inner ones are at north, south, east, west, then the next out are at northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast kind of thing.
So that's 4, not 8.
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 and then 8.
No, it's 4 and then 4. I misread something. And this second ring, the spheres, one of them is white and pale blue. Another one is kind of a muddy brown. The third one is dull red with black splotches. And the 4th one is blackish brown. So they end up actually moving faster than the inner ring to maintain the their positions.
Right. Yeah.
And then out beyond that is 8. There's a third ring with 8. And each of these are at just to the left and right of the north, south, east, west. So if you take a line straight out from the innermost ring, they're just on either side of them. So they make up pairs of 2. And they're going still faster to maintain their position.
So the pairs of 2 orbiting each other or something?
They're not orbiting each other, they're just closer to each other. So there's like 2 that are close to each other, then a gap, and then 2, and then a gap, and then 2, and then a gap.
Right.
Okay, so
It's
what
very
was
strange. It's nothing
what
like
was
anything you've ever seen before, Braxon. Not even on any star charts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First 4, were they all one color?
No, they were.
No. They were all different colours.
No,
Well, the
and
three
then
shades
like
of
they were
blue is
all.
one
No,
red.
what I'm saying was, there's 4 different colors, but are they all monochromatic? As in, each sphere is one type of color only.
Not quite monochromatic, but they're all in similar shades.
Okay. What colors were they again?
One was light blue, one was dark blue, one was brownish, brown and gray, and the other one was red, but also had tinges of other colors like yellows and oranges.
I pointed at the light blue one. Air, water, earth, fire.
Maybe.
And then
Isn't
what was the
air
next
normally
four?
grey?
So it's the brown and gray one, which is earth.
Oh. No,
Brett?
well,
Braxton's going to throw his rope out to make sure he's not going to fall down. And if it looks like he can walk around the room, he'll follow these inner worlds around without touching them and see if he can see any details.
While they're kind of focusing on these things after I kind of committed to memory, these what I would think of as like worlds, I'm going to start looking around the wall.
Okay. Just as a quick note, the third ring of orbiting spheres is about halfway from the door to the center.
Oh, so the wall is the crystal sphere.
So,
Maybe.
Higgimus, you turn to look at the walls, and the walls are studded with small glowing lights.
Oh, like stars. All right. I'm going to keep on looking around. Like, every single one of these things has something around them, or something to do with the walls. So I'm just going to look around to see if I can't find anything that deviates from the norm, I guess.
Okay. How close are you looking? What are you doing? Like, are you just doing a circuit? Or what?
Yeah, like a circuit and kind of touching feely,
Okay.
checking to see if there's any cracks.
Okay,
Or,
from when you came in, are you going left or right?
Right.
Okay.
Make sure there's still floor wherever you're going.
Oh,
Yeah, you are walking in air, as far as you can tell.
I'm walking in air.
Yeah, you're there again. Like the previous room, there appears to be an invisible floor beneath you.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will, as I move, I guess, what is this, counterclockwise in this case? I'm going to, I'll slowly tap to my left before.
Just using your pole like a blind man's walking
Yeah.
stick. Okay.
Why don't you just map the room to see if there's any gaps first, and we can do whatever afterwards.
Well, I'm purposely going to be looking at the walls while you guys are doing that.
All right. So who said that they were gonna go in and look at the spheres?
Braxon.
Okay.
But before that, he's going to throw the rope around a few times to make sure he's not going to disappear down.
Okay.
What's below us anyway? It's just it just ends in the sphere, doesn't it? It's nothing
Yeah,
down
there's just more glowing lights studding the sphere in both above and below.
there. It just seems like this plane would all be solid.
Yeah, I think so. But that's why I'm just going to make a few checks and then just go in there. But I
What
also
does
don't want to.
You can always use
I also
your
don't want to be.
you can always use your rod as a spear and use it as a stick, rather than using your rope.
That's true.
If you want.
What does the one in the middle look like again?
It was blue and green with white splotches.
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say prime material plane, pointing at the middle.
I'm gonna take a look at the spheres as well. I imagine the middle must be the prime material plane. Like,
Yeah, but is there
Ilma
like
said.
some kind of reason, so to speak, we're in this room?
it's got to be a puzzle of some kind. But
Yeah, but that puzzle would usually be represented by a door.
yeah,
I think
there's
this
no
is
door.
the end. This is the end.
Puzzle. This
It's all-
puzzle is pointing us to another planet somewhere else, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
it might not be. Can
It
somebody
might
take a?
be half of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's got these spheres that represent each of the different planes.
Some
And-
wizards sure love their spheres. And
Even if we figure this out, what are we going to do with this information? There's no way for us to enter this information, so we just purely got to observe and write it down ourselves.
Could-
I
could
I
we-
want to test something, but I don't want anybody else in the room to test it in case something goes wrong.
no.
I
Well,
want to
hang
see.
on. Listen,
I wanted to see what happened if I touched one of the spheres,
Okay.
but I don't want anybody else in the room in here with me when I
Yeldan
did
would
so,
probably
and I
just
want
go
a
for
rope
it.
around me.
Okay. So keep in mind that the nearest spheres are 75 feet from the doorway.
Mm.
Oh, maybe we've got to touch the spheres in a certain order.
Oh,
And they're
yes,
going,
that's what I'm thinking. but
and they're also they're moving, but they're moving fairly slowly. So it's not like they're zooming around the chamber. Even these outermost ones, they're moving maybe like a foot a minute kind of thing.
well, I
like
was
they can
asking if
all
you
clearly
guys
move,
can do a.
but- Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
asking if you guys can do a spell check to figure out the spheres.
If she can do a spell craft check.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
The
based
one-
on what?
The one that Braxton's following, which
Hmm.
I'll just say is the light blue one.
That's like right near the middle.
So you've
Yeah, I
gone
know.
all the way into the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Braxton's walking behind it, and he wants to see whether it's turning like a real planet would.
Well, keep in mind that like to follow it, you basically don't need to walk very fast at all. Like,
Oh, is this golem
Yeah.
following us?
it has followed you into the room. Yes.
What's it doing?
Nothing.
Oh,
It's standing
there. Do something.
So like the outer ones move about a foot per minute. The middle ones move at like maybe a half of that, and the innermost ones are like a quarter. I don't know. I could do the math and figure out exactly
Yeah.
what the ratio was, but the inside ones move very slowly compared to the outside ones.
Yeah.
You
So
would
Braxton says-
actually guess that. I mean, it takes hours for them to make a full circuit here or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Braxton says if this thing's telling us to go to another crystal sphere, yeah, we might recognize this crystal sphere, but I'm not sure how we would tell which planet we're supposed to be interested in, because they all just look like planets.
Here's a question: what if this isn't a map of a crystal sphere, but a map of the plains?
I think it's a map of the plains as well.
So,
Well,
Ockar,
Could Level
you're
get a response to
well,
the
hold
question?
on. Hold on, Ockar, you were going in to touch one of the spheres. Braxon has already moved in beyond that. Are you gonna like ask people to hey, let's move back. I want to touch one of these, or something
Yeah.
like that?
Guys, can you move back some? I want to see what happens when I touch one of them.
Lava wants to do a spellcraft check before we get to that.
All right, but what is the spellcraft check to do? I mean, like, what are you trying to figure out?
To see it, to recognize the spheres and know what they're for.
Spellcraft isn't going to tell you much about that because that's not spell or magic related directly.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not like this isn't the creation of a spell that you would recognize. In that, like, there is no spell that you know that creates this specifically.
Does this look similar in any way to an astrolabe?
I think it is an astrolabe.
Considering that astrolabes are physical devices with arms and discs and stuff like that, it could be a magical astrolabe, possibly.
Braxton comes ducking past the second row of planets.
Right, so you're ignoring Ockar's request to move out.
No,
Well, he asked.
he's in the middle, so he has to go past the second row to get to
No.
the third row.
He was gonna. I thought you were gonna touch like one of the very first ones that were there. So the outermost ring, Ockar. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Braxton's in the middle of the solar system, so he's
That's
got
why I
come
told you to
across.
get out.
Right.
He is. I'm doing what you're asking me to do, and you're saying I'm not.
Oh, so you. Oh, sorry. I thought you were moving further in.
No,
I
no. He was
misinterpreted.
already. He
Okay,
was
so
already
you-
all the way.
Well,
We
no. That
we
he said
misconstrued.
Ockar would have said that before you got all the way in.
Yeah.
In part because certain things may happen depending on where you go in the room. There may be traps. There may be other things going on.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna move. You're gonna move out back to where the rest of the party is. Correct.
Well, if Ockar wants the rope on him, then Braxton might as well tie a rope to Ockar when he goes past him.
Mm-hmm.
And Braxton says to Ockar, "Do bear in mind that if you touch one of those, you might teleport yourself, or both of us, or all of us, to that planet.
I think it's a plane, and if I did that, I think most of these would end in instant death.
Well, this looks like a model of a planetary system to me.
Try and pick one that looks at least hospitable, with like
Yeah.
blue and green on.
I'm going to look at the I'm going to look at the outer circle of the orbs. Can you describe them to me?
Yes. All right. So you can see in no particular order because that would take more thinking than I want to do right now. There's one that appears like a clear glass sphere. There's one that appears to be crackling with energy. There's a dull white sphere.
Like this.
There is a swirling sphere that's whitish in color. There is a swirling brown sphere. There is a sphere that glints with gold, silver, copper kind of shades. There is
Kinda
a
hard,
gray-tinged black sphere. And there is a brightly glowing sphere that shimmers with multiple colors.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand on the one that's doing multiple colors.
Hang on. Is this like a riddle to figure out how we get to the middle?
You don't know?
I'm gonna put my hand on the one that's doing multiple colors. I think that's radiance. I'm just doing a test.
Okay, you reach out to touch it, and your hand passes right through it.
I'm okay. I'm gonna try it. That's the one that had a little bit of gold in it.
Okay. So you move around the room to get to that one with Braxon in tow, and your hand passes right through that one as well.
Yeah, it's like
So these
very
are-
far.
So
I kind of plotted out just about where I think they are, how it looks like.
It's not
I
quite
don't
right.
know.
Doesn't matter.
okay. I'm going to move on. Okay, so I can't even touch them.
Your hand passed right through them. It didn't impact them at all. Like they didn't change their positioning or anything like that. And when you put your hand through it, it didn't feel any different.
They're just illusions.
Do you have that echolocation spell, Lafdul?
I do, but I'm pretty sure it's like magic, like fairy fire. It's insubstantial, but it's there.
Okay.
Or an illusion.
Yeah.
You guys should take notes. I don't know what's going on here, and I don't think we can interact with this thing at all.
I'm going to search around the room for doors, hidden doorways.
Okay.
I
That's
think-
what Lafdul's doing.
Higgimus
He's
was
just
already
doing this-
starting to do that. Do you want to go with him and search with him, or do you want to go in the opposite direction, or what?
I'll go in the opposite direction to meet up with him.
Okay. Now,
Oh,
Lafdul, being that close to the wall, the glowing lights do appear to be gems of some sort.
Oh, they're the appraisal. Or gemcraft.
We're not stealing the gems.
Hey.
At least until we know we're not going to die.
At least. Yeah, I would like to roll gem cutting. Can I do gem cutting?
Well, it wouldn't be gem cutting. It
Since
would be
it doesn't
appraisal.
really.
Appraisal
question.
then.
What's your score? What do you need?
Okay.
13.
Okay. They appear to be some sort of quartz. They're clear crystals, but you're pretty sure they're not like diamonds. And they are glowing, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly because they are.
Can I do spellcraft then in that case to figure out if they got continual light on them?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll.
Earth. Fire. That was the order he gave them to us. So that's...
Only got 11 anyway, so yeah. I suppose.
Lafdul, it is not continual light because it's not that bright, but it doesn't appear
Some
to be
kind of light
light
enchantment.
either because
Is it reflection?
it's not a reflection. There is light coming from them, but it's not particularly bright. Unless you look right at it, then it's kind of, like looking right into a flashlight bulb kind of thing.
If I use a mirror, like my small mirror. I get it for a spell component. Could I reflect the light off to another angle?
You could.
Uh,
The light isn't coming out in a beam, however. Like the
Oh.
gems are embedded in the wall, but they're not. The light seems to be coming from the entirety of the gem, as opposed to like coming out in a beam.
Here's a. Okay, what were the colors of the next 4?
Let's see. So there was white-tinged pale blue, muddy brown, dull red with black splotches, and blackish brown.
Black and brown. Fire and earth.
So, Lafdul, are you essentially like searching
Is
for
this kinda
traps,
like
10-foot square surface
No, I'm
wall
I'm
thing?
searching for doors, if anything.
Right, but I mean, like, are you planning to use your fine traps kind of thing for that? Try to do that.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
be searching for doors. I'm letting other people figure this out while I'm searching.
Okay.
If
So
Ockar's done doing what he wants to do,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I can do with this.
Braxon's going to want to start going up and looking at planets and seeing if he can see any surface details.
Okay. The ones that you're looking at, when Ockar's hand passes through the second one, and he kind of like, gives you a look of I don't know what's going on here, kind of thing. You come up and look at the sphere that he just passed his hand through, and the image itself, now that you're close, is kind of vague. So it's maybe a little bit blurry or something like that. If there are any surface details, you can't really see what they are. At least on the one that you're looking at right now.
Yeah, well, he'll keep doing different ones, figuring that if there's a planet we're supposed to go to, there might be some sort of thing that's different about it that indicates where we're supposed to land.
Okay, when you say looking at different ones, are you staying in the outside, or are you going in?
No, he was originally going to go into the middle, so
right.
he'll do 8, and then he'll go inwards.
So you're going to look at all of the outside ones, and then go in and look at the next ring?
Yeah, and then do all the next 4, and then do all the 4 in the middle.
Okay.
And he's not going to touch any of them, he's just going to look at them.
Okay.
here's so it's Earth. It's like, is this an accurate representation, kind of? Because they're rotating, so that's why I'm like asking if that's kind of like the right order.
Kinda, yeah. I mean,
Because I imagine which ones are next to which ones are kind of important.
well, I mean, if it becomes important, I will tell you.
Okay.
So that just threw his theory out whatever he was working
I mean,
on.
well, I mean, like, if to a certain extent, if the specific relationship matters, we'll handle that then,
Emphasize
as
it.
opposed to having to look at it on the map. If it was important on the map, I would have put it on the map.
Water and air.
All right, so Braxon,
Nice.
you've taken a look at the outside ones, and they are all in much the same situation, kind of vaguely formed. They're spheres, but there's no details that you can make out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Braxton says, I can't make out any details on these. I don't know if it means they're all air worlds or
So
that they've got lots of cloud cover.
So you move on into the second ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and again, they're in a similar situation. They're all pretty vague.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the mixture between water and air again?
Ice.
Ice.
I typed it in.
So you want to go into the next ring, Braxon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you go to the inner ring.
If anyone else wants to do something, Higgimus and Lafdul are searching the walls. You guys can just speak up.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing something. Okay, what was the mix between fire and air?
All right, so Braxon, you go into the innermost ring, and again, they're all pretty vague.
Right.
So ash was like fire and negative energy plane.
So what do you want to do now, Braxon?
I guess have a look at the sun or whatever it is in the middle.
Okay.
It's not very bright, is it?
It is not glowing. No. The one that's red with some orange and yellow tinges to it, orbiting that center point, that one is particularly bright. I mean, it is like actually producing light, so it's quite bright.
Oh, so one of the 4 that's going around there.
Yeah. So is the one on the outside ring that was swirling colors. It's quite bright too.
So the bright ones, Braxon says, I think these might be fire bodies. And the primary of this planetary system might be an Earth body or some other body that's not glowing.
So you're gonna walk up to that one.
That middle one was green and blue with shades of white.
Yeah.
So this might be a normal world. I mean, it's green, it's blue, it's white. That might be clouds. Braxton's gonna have a stare on it without touching it.
But have you moved into beyond the inner ring to get close to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I die.
as you pass that innermost ring, suddenly a ghostly image of a humanoid figure appears above that center sphere. It's taller, larger proportion than you would expect, so it is like, if it's a human, it's larger than life.
Right.
It's a good
Braxton says,
10 feet tall.
hello.
Before you can say that, you get a good look of what it is. It appears to be male, although in like every way it is almost preternaturally beautiful. He has rich brown skin, hair of a strange deep blue shade you've never seen before, and his eyes are a shade of purple, almost like a deep purple that commonly is used by royalty. His clothing is of a cut you've never seen before. You can't really tell what type of fabric is used.
Oh,
Also, no one is a tailor, so you
isn't
wouldn't
that
really know.
the ancient human race on Varian? Yeah,
Maybe.
whatever
Right,
they're
is it-
called.
His ears
Begins with
pointed?
I, doesn't it?
How about you wait until I'm done, and then ask?
Yep.
Some of the cut of his clothes resembles some styles that you're kind of familiar with, but there's still a lot of differences. He has flared pants that are almost blindingly white. The boots he's wearing are kind of a shiny black that you've never seen before. Like even shined leather doesn't get that shiny. And there's no laces that you can tell on these boots. It's very strange. And he's got a high collared jacket, or jacket-like garment that he's wearing, and it's of a shade of orange you've never seen before either. He has got multiple earrings in both ears, and a number of other pieces of jewelry of designs and styles that you're not familiar with either. As you were looking, the figure is kind of gives a welcoming, open arm gesture, and then speaks. The language it speaks in is common to Braxon and Ockar. It is Giff to Higgimus, and Leva, Yeldan, and Lafdul. You hear Elvish. Leva
Except Leva
still
doesn't
can't
understand.
understand it.
No, we need to get you some Elvis lessons.
The figure speaks. Welcome, O intrepid explorers and visionaries. You have completed the first leg of the journey to witness one of the greatest creations in the whole multiverse. Once you have completed the second trial, you will be worthy to discover my life's work, and will have the honor of sharing its wonders with the rest of the lesser races in the known spheres. The wonders you have seen until now will not hold a candle to what you will soon experience. You've marveled at the wonders of winter space, of ring space, of hero space, and fairy space, the most amazing of all, chronospace. But none of these will match the wonders you will find in my Panopus space. With this item, the key you already have, and the final piece from the second trial, you will gain access to this paradise. So go, complete the trials. And then he vanishes. At which point, a large rectangular metal object appears and hovers in the air where he was, but within grasping range.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 1 foot wide, 1 foot, and 3 feet tall. It's angular, so not actually cubical. And there is a cylindrical slot in the top, a round slot in the top.
As if
Oh,
it
for the
would
key
fit
to fit in.
And it's just
All
hovering.
right.
Okay.
Mm.
Put the key in.
Oh no, you grab.
Well, let's take this thing off the thing first, and then see about that once we're.
Braxton's
Yeah.
gonna put his hand on it and see if he can pull it.
Okay. It wobbles slightly in the air as you put your single hand on it.
Yeah. So it won't come down.
Well, I mean, you're putting a single hand on it.
Yeah, you're
Is
not
he able to
grabbing
pick it up?
He's trying to grab it out, snatch it out of the
Okay.
air.
You would need 2 hands for that, so that's why
Right,
I was
he'll-
pointing that out.
Okay.
So you grab it with both hands, and it does easily move. And once you put both your hands on it and like pull slightly, you don't feel any pullback or any sort of force resisting.
Right.
And as soon as you start moving it, the full weight of it is in your hands. It weighs about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Quite heavy.
I think we need to get one of these from the sun side now.
Yeah.
It probably fits on the other side of. Yeah.
I'm guessing that this thing that we're in is a map of this Panopus space. So those of you with books should draw layout of the planets. Maybe draw out a layout of the stars.
I think that was just a map of the elemental planes made to impress us.
I don't agree. He
Ah.
named a number of crystal spheres. I've heard of some of them, but not all of them. I think this is Panopus space.
It is
just
Panopus space. It's
real
very
quick-
oddly designed, but
Real
okay.
quick, keep in mind, you are currently in winter space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are in winter space. I don't think we've ever been to hero space.
No, but I've heard the name.
Yeah. So for now, let's just. I guess we should backtrack now and get our stuff, since I think we got what we needed to from here.
I
Well,
think
we're still
those
looking
people with
around.
books should make a proper drawing of Panopus space, because we can't come back here once we've gone.
True. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys draw that, and then once you're done drawing, we'll head back to our stuff, and then get ready to head back to civilization.
Well, hey, the fact that this is for going to another crystal.
Do you want me to
Hi.
carry that for you, Braxon? I'm already carrying the main key.
Well, I don't mind carrying it, but if you want it, you can have it.
Okay, I'll hang on.
Does the key fit in it?
I'll test it once we're out of the building.
Braxton's going to walk over to Higgimus and say, "Have you noticed any patterns in the stars?"
That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, there's no like connecting lines on the walls between the stars. But there clearly are some of these bright lights are brighter than others. Some are fairly dim, some are pretty bright. They're not all uniformly bright. And like turning around and looking at the far wall, you can see that, I mean, yeah, these brighter ones, I can imagine that someone would, maybe make an image of it, but, I mean, whether that's, I mean, like this, you look at one, you point it out, Lafdul turns and looks as well, and Higgimus is like, see this shape here? I mean, that's clearly a wheel-lock pistol. Lafdul, you're seeing this shape, and to you, it looks like a dragon.
A wheel lock pistol.
Yeah, it's a very fancy wheel lock pistol I mentioned.
So, I mean, keep in mind, people see what they want to see in the stars when they don't have some sort of guidance of,
Yeah.
Why on earth do you
Maybe.
associate me with dragon?
I didn't... I don't. You're just the one
Anyways.
that looked, and that's what you see. That's just what it reminds you of.
Uh,
I mean, if someone came up to you and said, I don't know, it's a bear, you could kind of see that too. All right, so
so are you saying all this work that I've been putting into this like little map that I've been making?
I did kind of mention that if it was important, I would have put it on the map. I mean, making notes in the book is also of interest. Higgimus,
Yeah.
Leva, and Lafdul are still searching the walls.
Once I've done searching the walls, I will.
You
down
said
a copy
you
of
said
the
there
map.
was a spear that was completely clear. It looks like it was empty.
I just realized to get out of here, we have to go back through the dust room.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
That's gonna suck.
No, we don't. Oh, it's going to blow, actually. But
We
we
need
don't.
to for that.
There's 2 routes into this place. We could go out the other route.
But there wasn't a door to the other
Possibly.
room, was there?
We can probably jump down the hole with the blue hole.
That sounds
Yeah.
like the worst idea.
Well, if we jump down that hole, would it take us to the other side of the planet, or would it just kill us?
I don't think
That's
we
an
want to.
idea.
I don't think we want to abandon our stuff if it did take us to the other side of the planet. Because remember, our stuff is waiting for us outside the building,
Yeah.
So I was like, I never expected this outcome. They all jumped to their death.
and we also
How do you plot for that? How do you protect the adventurers?
And we
Well,
also-
you don't. I mean, if everyone jumps to their death, then everyone jumps to their death, and you start a new campaign.
Oh look, it is the elemental plane of manga.
I just tried to spell Megamind. I can't spell. All right.
That must be the most interesting elemental plane.
Vacuum. Cam?
All right, so
Also, we promised to return that sled, so
Lafdul
Did
and Higgimus.
I think we did.
Would
We paid
you
for it.
would you keep searching and would you stop when you met, or would you keep go? Would you
I
go
would
over with the
overlap
other
Higgimus.
persons? You would overlap.
Overlap.
Okay. All right. And
Am I noticing any different color in the stems as well? Or different types of stems? Other than quartz?
well,
What's air and positive? I wonder.
you're seeing some
Oops,
ones
sorry.
that are tinged with other shades, but in general they're all mostly white. I mean, there's some that
They're all
are
rock
that have
crystals,
got a little
basically.
bit, yeah, basically, as far as you can tell. I mean, there might be some that could be considered citrine or amethyst or
So
rose
that's
quartz or
basically
something
cheap
like that, but-
Gems,
yeah, they're not
rocks,
particularly valuable.
crystals. Something that lasts a long time for the duration of the spell that would otherwise consume it.
Assuming that's what that would actually be a thing.
Yeah, that's just a logical deduction. I've just quit.
But you're pretty sure that the lights here are not actual continual light spells, because the
No,
brightness
but
isn't
it's
correct.
safe to assume that spell magic generally consumes the item over a period of time, like that.
That could be.
So,
real fast, Higgimus, you are pushing. Are you pushing on the wall, or are you pushing on the gems? What are you pushing on? You said you
On the
PM'd me.
wall, on the gyms.
Okay.
While I'm going around examining the walls, that's what I'm doing too.
Right. So you're going
So
like up and
examining 'em,
down,
I'm pushing 'em.
pushing, poking, seeing if anything moves.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am searching for outlines, doors.
yeah, because all these other spears had like an extra door or room to them. All
Yeah.
that we went to so far did. So
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to cast. I might as well. I'm going to cast Echo Detection, see if I can see any outlines on the doors. You know, like that's how I noticed the last door.
All right. So you cast that,
And I'm just
And
gonna go around the room.
immediately, the spheres in the center of the room disappear from your view.
Because
What?
They're not solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The you can make out the shape of all of the protruding gems on the walls. But other than that, there's nothing that you detect with that. There is kind of a low hum that you're now picking up that just seems to reverberate through everything.
Like some kind of
You're
power
not sure.
generation.
You're not sure. Higgimus, when you get to about this point, you notice that some of the gems do push in.
Oh.
Oh.
All right,
Okay.
I'll continue to push him in.
Can I go over there to see if I can hear the subtle sounds of mechanisms or something?
I'm going to step out of the room with. I'm afraid of what might happen if we push in all the gems.
Actually, is there a pattern or color difference or anything?
Correlation.
Well, so, Lafdul, you're coming over to help when, I mean, Higgimus, I assume you're gonna say something out loud. Hey guys, these move or something?
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
I think I found something on this wall.
Okay. Alright, so, Lafdul, you come over there, you don't pick up any sounds other than you do hear them move in. Like a very, very tiny scraping sound as they move in. Higgimus, so after the first one pushes in, you start pushing the ones around it. Most of them don't move, but then you find one that does. However, when you push that one in, the first one pops back out.
Okay. I will mark each one with chalk that does push in.
Okay.
We even draw on the walls.
Yes, the chalk does leave a mark on the walls. They appear to, the walls appear to just be black stone of some sort.
Do you have chalk as opposed to charcoal?
They're polished pretty smooth, and yes, he does have chalk. He has used it before.
Does somebody know the answer to my question? Is air plus positive is what?
Oh, that's up to you guys. So, now that you see that some of them
radiance, wasn't it?
Pop out.
No, I think that's
no fire plus positive is radiance.
So what do you want to? You want
sorry,
to
what'd you say, Old?
So when you find that second one, the first one pops out. What are you then gonna do? I mean, you said you're gonna mark it. What are you gonna then do?
I mark both of them. Then I'm gonna keep on trying to find if there's any others.
Okay. All right. So you find more, and every once in a while, you push in another one, and the last one you pushed in doesn't pop out. But then when you find a third one, they do both pop out.
Braxon's going to come over and look to see if the ones that Higgimus has marked make a pattern.
When you say make a pattern, do you mean like make a constellation?
Well, he's going to think maybe it's a signal, or maybe it's a constellation, maybe it's a shape.
Okay, they're definitely not making a constellation. So if there's a pattern there, you can't really tell. But what's your plan moving forward once you're identifying these?
Okay, so once I identify them, or what seems to be like most of them, I'll do the pushing in. And you said there was some where I would push them in, and they would stay in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go back to those, push those in, and then try like a different one to see if that one stays in, and then so on and so forth.
And just methodically do it until like
yes.
You find 3, mark that down 1, 2, 3, hit a fourth one, and they all pop out. And so then you push in the first 3 again, and then go find a fourth one, and keep doing that until you find one that keeps them all staying in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
unless I can spot a pattern.
All right. You do not. You do not spot a pattern.
He's brute forcing the puzzle.
Shape.
All right.
That's what
so,
you call brute forcing puzzles.
Yeah, it is. And as far as you could tell, there's no other way to do it. You're not noticing any special pattern. You imagine that if you had a piece of paper that listed out exactly which ones you fit, because I mean you can see exactly where they were, and you could mark this down on a sheet of paper, which ones you push in what order. But you don't have such a thing.
Yeah.
You've already spent a number of hours identifying 3 that you can push in, and they stay in, and you're on the 4th one. Do you want to keep doing this until you finish? It would probably be many hours.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it. This is while busy myself while people sketch down the
Yeah, because that takes a while. Like,
the room, the whatchamacallit thing.
Okay.
No.
okay. So so there was an off-color one, right?
There may have
Off-white.
been. I'd have to go back and look at the list.
Because it kind of matters. Because I'm basically so far going on a limb and naming them after types of planes so far.
Right, but you could also just say that I'm noting that down in my notebook, which ones I believe are what, and then leave it at that.
Are we? When we're supposed to be keeping notes of this place, are we supposed to be keeping notes of this entire complex?
The
Or do we just say we
the Radal authorities
into
who
a
let you
complex?
come out here said that they wanted to know what you discovered.
Yeah.
That's why you're
And
taking notes.
we can also sell these notes to the Seekers, or give them to the Seekers.
Well, no, because after a certain point, I did stop writing down notes for this place.
I mean, you don't
Basically.
you don't have to keep notes
As a player,
as a
you
player.
don't have
You can
to.
just say that you're making
Yeah.
notes and say, I'm gonna write down in my notebook draw a
Yeah,
sketch
that's what
of
I
this
would-
room, and that you just have to tell
Yeah,
me, but you don't
sketches of
actually
each
have
room.
to write that down as an actual thing that you then share.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
I
Braxon
just-
was saying. When Braxon was telling you to do a drawing, he wasn't saying out of character do a drawing. He was saying your character has done a drawing.
Now, keep
So
in
then
mind,
when we go to another crystal sphere, we can get your drawing and see whether it's the crystal sphere we're in.
now, but also keep in mind that there is a reason to make personal notes on some of these things, because they might be relevant again, and I may not
Yeah.
say, oh yeah, it was this, and
Yeah.
remind
Yeah,
you of
that's why I was doing this, because I figured it might actually be important.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the show again though, because I'm not prepared to keep asking you to repeat things 10 times. I can't write it all down that fast.
All right, so Higgimus, you've gotten a sequence of about 12 of these. When you're exhausted, you've spent many hours on this, like basically a full day doing this.
Has Higgimus been writing them down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Braxton
got
says-
a sequence. He's got a sequence so far of 12 stones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he has
Braxton
numbers.
says
He probably has written underneath him 1 through 12.
Braxton says to Higgimus, you can pass it over to one of us, and we'll try and get some more in the sequence,
Okay. I'll
and
do
then
that.
have a break, and we can do it in shifts.
And
I'll
have
go
the
thinking
have the
about
people
sequences tonight.
like have go to sleep and have whoever's on watch do that.
Yeah,
Sounds
or we
like
could
a
have
good
2
idea.
people on watch or whatever.
Okay.
But it might open the door.
Has the golem changed at all since we made this guy?
Nope.
This
Nope. It is just standing there in the just inside the entrance.
Leo will start. We'll try and talk to him again. Talk to it again.
Okay.
Does it respond?
Nope.
Can we set up the tents outside the outer planet without the planets flying through the middle of the tents?
I don't think you brought the tents with you.
Yeah.
No, and we've just been going on our backpacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we've just been doing bedroll stuff.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so through the night, the people on watch, go ahead and do that. Well, first, are there any spells that either of you want to cast before you go to sleep? Leva and Lafdul.
That doesn't dispel magic now.
I mean, do you want to try it?
I want to try casting knock on that door, but I know it won't do nothing because the door mechanism's broke. What's our plan for tomorrow anyway?
I think to figure out this thing and see what happens.
Oh, once we get this door open, Lafdul, I want you to take all these damn gems.
You realise how long that would take, and they're probably like less than a gold each.
I will say that Lafdul, with that with your echolocation spell on your bat sense, you did do a quick survey of the room since you could quickly see the floor, and you cannot get below to the bottom half of the room. The floor covers the entire thing. With bat sense, you're in a hemispherical room. There is no opening down.
There we go. But anyways, I labeled all the planets that I supposedly or in this room.
Okay.
Well, it goes slightly below the ecliptic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is slightly below the ecliptic because the planets are moving at the ecliptic, and that's at about chest height for a human.
So Lafdul could steal slightly more than half the stars.
Lafdul just said it was waste of time. So,
But I thought he got bonus hit point. I thought he got bonus XP for stealing stuff.
yes,
It's bonus XP for using his thief skills to acquire monetary
Wealth.
treasure.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
so-
Okay. Fair enough.
And there is no way to climb up these walls with the thief's climbing ability. The walls are too smooth.
Even if you use those hand things.
Yeah, the walls are too smooth. I mean, if he actually hammers things into the wall, maybe. And
I don't think we want to do that.
Also, it's a curving, wall, so it's not like you're going up the side of a cliff.
So I guess we're still waiting.
All right. Well, so there are no spells that either of you want to cast.
Not
Before you sleep?
really.
Lock? Would lock open a door?
Knock.
Knock would.
Knock, I mean,
Knock would,
Well, I could
but
try
if there's a
knock,
door.
I could try knock. I've memorized it.
Braxon says before people start going to bed, this thing that I grabbed from the center of the room, it's possible that might open the door. We could take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You said it had a hole in the end, did you, Ald?
On the top, yeah.
And does the key fit in the hole?
It looks about the right size.
Okay. Braxton says, why don't you put the key in there, Ockar, and we'll see if it opens the door or turns off the planets or something.
I would prefer if everybody left the room first.
Oh, what's the worst that'll happen, eh?
You all fall down into the abyss and die.
Probably.
well, if that happens,
Yeah.
we die. We play a new game.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
being way
that's
too
fine.
cautious.
You're
Okay,
not. There's no hole down the bottom of this chamber. So the worst
Yeah.
case would just be that you'd fall down to whatever the floor
Into
is.
the giant's half.
Okay, I will go and do the key thing.
Okay. You place the key in the slot on the top of the
It explodes.
boxy device. It glows briefly, and it does warm up slightly, but then the glow
Yeah, hand warmer.
fades, and nothing happens.
Okay,
Right.
nothing happened.
Probably
Does it
easy
have
as I am.
Does it have a slot on the other side of it?
A round slot for the key, you mean?
No.
What do you? What
Well,
kind of
for
slot?
another object to be inserted into it.
You are not seeing anything. The key does not go all the way in. It does still stick out. So it goes in about like 4 inches.
I'm
That's
gonna
as
take the
deep
key
as it
back
goes.
out.
Okay.
Is there any
Anyways,
change in the planets?
Nope.
No change in the stars?
Nope.
Okay. Braxton says, well, something happened, but we're not sure what happened. If you go back in the other room, be careful in case we turn the floor off.
That would be inconvenient.
All right,
You
so
guys
you bed down for the night and have the people on watch continue to try the gems.
When it's Braxton's watch, he's gonna see if instead of he'll try and carry on with the sequence, but first he's gonna see if he can work out how many gems move.
I don't have an actual number, but there's a lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, no, he just wants to work out
How many of them actually depressed?
Yeah, how many it is to work out how long it's going to take.
You're not sure exactly.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually come up with a number. It's
okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, Braxon knows the number now, and then we can leave it at that.
All right,
You've
so
not given us busy work puzzle, have you?
we're grinding.
I gave you an in-game time thing that doesn't necessarily require a lot of out-of-game time. All right, so throughout the night, everyone on watch continues the work, and everyone gains another hit point.
Yay.
And let's see, who was the last person on watch? I think I wrote that down. Let me see. Braxon, you would have been the last one on watch.
Yeah. Okay.
At that point, there actually are not that many left to try.
Right.
And at this point, a lot of the time that you're spending is, you hit one, and then they all pop out, and you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing, and push them all back in, and then continue on. And since you're the last one on watch, are you going to continue doing that while the spellcasters regain their spells and breakfast is done? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Braxton will keep doing that until someone relieves him and starts doing it.
Okay. Spellcasters can get their new spells.
Braxon was never relieved. He died.
And after about half an hour of everyone being awake, Braxton's continuing to do this. You finally get to the last one. There were 2 left. You pushed in one, and they all popped out. So you go back, push them all in, and now you know that there's basically 2 left that it could be. So you push in one of the 2, the other one, they all stay in. You got 1 left. Are you going to push in the other one, or are you going to wait?
Wait, let me heal up.
Braxon says to Higgimus, I think this is it.
Hang on, I agree
All right,
with
let's let Lafdul do all of his stuff first before we push the last one. And good job, by the way. Good job, everybody.
Oh, that was on Braxon.
Strength of Braxon.
I'm going
Strength
to.
of Braxon.
That's another one on Braxon. There you go, you got 9.
I'm going to get settled up on Beowulf in case something terrible happens.
I'm
So
seeing how much...
9 for Braxon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Far.
Alright, and strength was being cast on Braxon again.
Oh, okay.
18-10 again.
Myself.
18-10.
Well, Braxon, you need it to be able to push the button.
Who's the 5 on?
That was on me. I'm casting another one level. She gets 4.
She's probably at full health now.
That one's on Yeldan.
More than.
Yeldan gets 6.
Oh, I'm full then.
And I got 3 temporary healing potions that I'm handing out to Higgimus, Braxon, and Yeldan, actually, because I know Ockar's got his lay on hands, so.
And I'm saving my lay on hands.
That will leave me with 2.
You got 2?
No, I have 1 still, because I drank I had an old one that I drank, and then I kept the other one you just gave me the day before.
I don't know how long it's got left on that, then.
I've actually got temporary healing potion written down on my sheet already.
I don't think people are writing them off, though.
I've been erasing them each time.
No, I do want to use them.
Then, in that case, we know that Yeldan has one, but because he had one previously, and I said that's okay, he can use that. He used that, and he got a new one literally the day prior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's got 1 day less than the full duration. I'm going to say that all the other ones that Lafdul cannot personally confirm did get used. and people just weren't
Okay.
removing them. So
All right, I'm going to start writing down the durations. On it. Yeldan's got one for. All right, then all the fighters will have the other 3 7-day ones, not 6-day ones.
okay.
That means Yeldan's lasting 5.
So does that mean I get one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it right now.
So, yeah, it's up to you if you want to use it. Higgimus, Braxon, Ockar, and Yeldan.
And that's exactly the amount I needed to get to full health.
Excellent.
Braxon's going to hang on to this just in case anyone else needs it.
5.
Okay. Any other spells that you guys want to cast?
I've no idea, but I'm not going to cast it yet. In case I'm not-
I've realised where this is going to go.
I think it's a little bit too close to your last idea anyway.
If it's 8 hours apart.
Yeah,
all right, yeah. But I'll wait a few more hours.
Well, also it kind of needs to be a very new area place kind of thing. You can't just use it to constantly get stuff from me.
The whole point of me casting this particular idea is because I expect us to leave this dungeon.
Right,
today.
but there's also nothing you would have forgotten in the time in between the last one that you cast and this. So, I'm gonna have I can give you new information. I don't have to.
Alright.
I think
Place go. No, it's
I think I figured out what's going to happen when we press the gem.
We all teleport out.
No. I think we're going to go into a corridor that's going to come to a door, and when we get to that door, it's going to be the door that was seized up. That's open in the open air in the last room we came from.
I wonder if these alternate ways. No, because we still would have required to have this.
Well, let's go and push it and find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Push the button, Braxon.
You push the button, push the gem, and with a fairly quiet scraping sound, a door swings open. There was no indication that the door was where exactly the door was. There were no seams that you saw.
Probably perfectly blended in.
Yeah, it seemed to perfectly blend in. And it leads into a corridor that's fairly roughly hewn out of the rock. So unlike the generally smooth walls that you've encountered before, this doesn't appear to be built quite the same way.
All right.
Okay,
Lead the way.
I'll lead the way. I'll go in first and start walking through with my wolf.
Okay, the ceiling is about 10 feet high. There are no lights in here, so are you taking either Braxon's lantern or Higgimus's continual light stone?
I'm lighting one of my torches.
Okay.
Or you can use a torch, which is...
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably an alternate way out.
So you carefully enter the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a torch in one hand and a sword in the other.
All right.
The typical Dungeons and Dragons adventurer on every box art.
You travel
Says no
down
shield.
about. Is everyone else following him? I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Braxon to go third after Beowulf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The corridor is about 10 feet wide, and you come down, and it has it comes to a Y split that you can see ahead of you. I am just revealing that right now. So you come up, it turns a slight corner, and you can see out beyond the radius of your torch, it continues down one direction and another direction at basically right angles.
I think I know which way one of those leads.
Maybe.
Want to confirm it?
Yeah, I'll start going
Right this
down this way.
Okay. All right. That corridor is fairly long, a few hundred feet, and again, it ends in another split. I will reveal that. for you.
Okay, so this leads back to this room. I'm gonna head down this way.
Now,
Okay.
see if we can push this door open.
Yeah,
Alright,
I'll
so you're
see if
gonna
I can push that.
go to that first. All right.
Hold up.
From
Yeah.
Be
Someone said hold
careful.
someone
If
said-
you
How
push that
damaged is
door.
it?
well,
Hang on,
you
be
haven't
careful.
gotten to it yet.
Yeah.
Like it's still
I
outside
know
of
what
the
you're
torch
gonna say,
radius
we're gonna
as you
fall
come into
through
it.
if we try to push it. But
All right. So from this side, it is clearly a door. However,
Broken.
you can see that there are actually two cracks on this side, and like pushing on it, it kind of groans but doesn't budge.
Be careful, because if you open that door, there's no. If it's the door that I think it is, there's
is.
no floor on the other side, so you're just going to fall straight down.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the door alone and let's go this way.
Okay.
We're eventually gonna run into 6 strange portraits. 7.
So that corridor, you notice it kind of curving as you go, and it also goes a number of hundred feet, and it ends in an interesting kind of an outlet. It turns at the end to the right and narrows down to a very small opening that you can clearly see into the large room.
Oh,
So it has a way for somebody to observe those taking the test. Okay.
Maybe.
The
Okay.
so what happens? What happens when we look through that hole?
Yeah.
nothing. You can't put your head through it, but there seems to be an odd magical effect that when you look through it, you can actually see more than you should be able to of the room.
Oh, you can
Right.
see the floors.
No, you can't see the floors. The floors are not revealed, but it's like kind of like a fisheye effect where everything is distorted a bit, and you could see much wider than you should be able to based on the opening.
Well then, let's head back and check out this other passageway.
Yeah.
Braxon's gonna take out his dwarven dagger and see if he can detach the special lens that's doing this.
It's a magical effect. You actually your hand goes right through it and out into the room.
Right.
It doesn't affect you in any way. It doesn't feel weird. It
Right.
does, while anyone else who's looking, it does disrupt that effect completely, and your vision narrows down to just what you'd be able to see normally out of that hole. But then once your arm is removed, it corrects itself.
All right. Anyways, we go back all the way back to the junction here. And
What if that's just an observation room for every single room?
Braxton's gonna tap the wall here.
I'm sorry, where?
Here.
Down
He's gonna
there.
say, "I'm wondering if there's a secret door."
It doesn't
Keep
sound
going.
hollow. It sounds like solid stone.
Right.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
so-
everyone else has gone back up to the other untaken branch.
Yeah. I'm still
Okay.
leading the way.
And just around that corner, you find another pathway split.
Let's do left.
Let's this way.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Oh,
I reckon it goes all the way around.
uh-huh.
That-
Imagine if we
Maybe.
found the secret way of bypassing the entire dungeon.
Yeah, it probably is an easy way of out.
We'll see.
I think that's gonna have an observation into the solar system, and then it's gonna let us see where we need to go.
It ends in a door.
Oh,
It's a
Does it-
fairly normal door, normal size, normal height, and everything. It does not have an indentation for the key that you have, and there is no handle on it whatsoever.
I'm gonna try to push the door.
Okay. You put your shoulder up against it and give a heave, and without a sound at all, it swings open into a chamber.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Inside this chamber, which is pretty large, although not large compared to many of the cylindrical, spherical chambers that you've been in, um, the room, as soon as the door opens, you can hear kind of a magical hum and crackling sound coming from the chamber, and the chamber is actually fairly well lit. You can see objects along the walls that look like tubes, spheres popping out. There are thin wires of metal going everywhere, crisscrossing the walls down to the floor, along the ceiling. And it all seems to be going to the center of the chamber, which has a metal tripod about 6 feet tall, so taller than most of you, other than I think Ockar and Higgimus. And on top of that is a large glass dome. Inside that dome are a number of small objects spinning really fast, orbiting an empty center point.
What is that?
Gnomish contraption, no doubt.
I don't think we should mess with that. That may cause the entire place to explode.
I think
So
that
it's a guy who charged through a door without searching it for traps.
I think that is what we were seeing in the other room.
They're
Maybe.
not rotating in a plane. They're rotating in essentially a sphere. There's small objects. They're going too fast for you to really tell what they are.
This may be powering this entire place.
Mm-hmm.
There does seem to be a kind of a static charge throughout the room. The hair on the back of your neck is standing on end. The hair on your arms is standing on end.
I think we
How-
should probably leave this alone so we don't screw up the entire trial.
Uh-huh. Good idea.
If we mess with this may screw up what we do on the other side.
Maybe, maybe not, but I'd rather leave it alone.
Yeah, let's go check out the other path.
Is there something like a control panel there or something?
Not that you can tell. There are there's no like large square metal thing. There's just metal tubes, pipes, various sizes. Some as small as a finger, like your small finger. Others as thick as your arm, going everywhere. There's no like steam. There's no valves like that you could turn or anything like that you can see. But there is a hum coming from the entire room. It does look like you could move the glass dome. It doesn't look like it's clamped or locked down.
Since Leva is too small to get at anything higher up, she asks Higgimus to help her look through the room to see whether there's anything there that we can operate, use, do something with.
All right.
Maybe you
We'll
should,
look around.
Keep an enlarged spell for yourself.
I do have an enlarged spell, but it's very useful in combat.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, I'm so short. If only I can make myself taller.
All right,
Anyway.
so Leva and Higgimus are going to look around the room. Describe how you're looking about the room.
Whew. Well, Leva looks at everything that's at her height.
Let me rephrase. Are you doing anything other than looking?
Well, she would definitely press buttons if there are any, and she
don't
would
see any
move
buttons.
stuff aside. She'd move glass, anything aside if there's something
Lever.
behind.
Levers.
Levers.
You're not seeing any
Uh-huh.
any protrusions that you think could be movable, and there's nothing that appears to be loose, like furniture or boxes or anything like that would be
Is there
movable.
any kind of
Everything appears
alcohol?
to be connected.
You did
Like an
say
alchemy.
something before about, but that would be at Higgimus's height, not at Leva's height.
Yeah, the glass dome in the very center of the room that covers the spinning objects, the whirring objects. That you don't see anything like clamped on it or locked down, so it does look like you might be able to move that.
Those
Yeah.
spinning objects, how big are they?
It's hard to tell, but
Are they bigger than the ironstone we found?
no. If anything, they're smaller. To a certain extent, all you're seeing is streaks of light, kind of thing. I mean, you can tell that they're objects moving extremely fast.
How about
and
we
it,
take
and it
that
makes
off?
a sphere about
How about no?
Yeah.
Why
what
not?
the
We are
hell wrong
adventurers. We are adventurers. We want to have.
I understand why you said
adventure.
no, though. We should explore everywhere else. This should be the last room we do.
Okay, I'm alright
Why?
with that.
Because
Because
this looks
it
like a
might turn
power
off.
room.
Yeah, it might just.
Yeldan, I didn't understand what Lafdul said.
We'll search everywhere else. This will be the last room we touch because it looks like it would power down this place.
Okay.
So far, we're assuming.
I would prefer we not mess with this room too much. I don't want to power down the place because it may screw
Well,
up what
when we're
doing.
leaving, we can just power it down.
No, I don't think we should power it down at all because it might screw up what we're doing on the other side of the planet. We don't know.
But there's
we're
there's
adventurers.
interesting things under that
Yeah.
dome.
Yes.
We don't know what's going to happen.
It could be treasure.
I don't care.
All right. Well, you'll
You
come
don't
back
care
to that.
about treasure? Okay, all treasure goes to me. Thank you, Ockar. for your
You can
donation.
come back to that.
We're adventurers.
You can come
Yes.
back to
No,
that.
what I care about is that I don't want our prospects up there being messed up by something we might end up doing down here and not knowing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
if it happens, it happens.
But like some of our treasure goes to your church.
And at the same time, you don't know for a fact that messing with this here won't actually have a beneficial effect. What if it just opens up everything there and you could just like stride right through the other place?
I don't think they would
Teleport us
make.
directly to the heart of the other side. So
I
what
don't
about
think
that?
it would. I don't think it would.
But you don't
Look,
know. Just
look,
like
if
you
you
said
look-
before.
Look, I don't know, but you guys don't know either.
Correct.
No,
That's
nobody
why we're
knows.
Great
trying it
argument.
out.
Look.
Well,
Okay, look,
hold on. There was a suggestion to come back here.
Yeah,
Go
that's-
look at the other
Let's come
pathway.
back here.
So you
Yeah,
can we
yes.
can you can argue about it again after you check out the other thing. You want to go check out the other thing first?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Braxon says, look, if you're really worried about the thing, when we go back, you can all wait outside the room, and I'll take the dome off. And then if it blows up or anything, it'll just blow one of us up.
I was going to look at it, and if it blows up, I'll probably be the best one to deal with that.
You're saying it's fire.
That's true.
Okay, so
You've got magic
you
resistance,
return
so-
to the junction and go down the other way, and it leads to another door.
Okay.
The door is fairly similar to the one that you just opened. No special markings on it, no handle whatsoever, and no indentation for the key.
Lafdul, do you want to take this one before I push it open?
You were very keen on the last door. You didn't even consult me.
Mhm.
All right, now you're the authority on doors now.
I'll open it.
All right. Higgimus steps forward, and you don't even need to put your shoulder against it. It just like easily swings open under your touch.
Nice.
The
Well, I
chamber
didn't
that it
think was
leads
traps
into
anyways.
appears to be a workroom or a laboratory of some sort. The walls are covered ceiling to floor or floor to ceiling in bookshelves, and there are tables about the chamber with various beakers, alembics, things like that. Although
Spell research.
doesn't look like it's been used in a very long time. There is actually a
spell
layer of
research.
dust everywhere.
Are there books?
There are books. The bookshelves are filled
Yeah,
with
what
books.
language?
Are the books in good
Scrolls.
condition
Like,
still?
it's still at the doorway. You're looking in. The books
Braxon's
are.
going in.
Hold on,
Let-
hold
let
on,
him
and
finish
let me
describing.
finish.
Everyone barges through the door.
Yeah.
The it's you can't actually like from the doorway see whether there's any writing on the spines of the books, but it's more than just books. There are scrolls piled high. There are tablets in stone and what you think are clay on some of the shelves. However, it does look like quite a bit of the material has fallen apart, and I'm hearing some crinkling.
Oh, sorry.
What I am worried about in this room is that if we were to take some of the stuff, I think we'll just be handing it over, depending on the
Maybe.
material. Should we see what language these books are written in?
I see what you're saying. You've got these bags that hide things. Okay.
Yes.
So when we go back, we have to hand over some stuff.
Mhm.
So we hand over some stuff, and they will see that we've handed over some stuff.
Mhm.
Who's to say that they don't use magical detection to see if we're lying? I know of this. There is such spells.
Well, they'll probably be surprised we even made it back in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll use the
But yeah, we'll just give them the stuff we've recorded, and anything else, it's ours.
Leva can use her code to. What is it? It's the code, I think, that has all the pockets.
Yeah,
You can hide
you're,
the items.
you're
but you can't
casting that.
protect
Are you,
yourself.
but I mean, you haven't cast that in a number of days.
Correct.
Right.
Plus the other thing is, if you take the stuff, it's ours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If we give them some stuff from here, that's some stuff from here. But if this is ours, then it's ours.
Well, I don't want us taking anything that's of massive significance. Like historical, like relic, like.
Well, we can take this stuff to the Seekers. They can make copies. Assuming it doesn't fall apart.
They're
by the time we-
xenophobic. They don't want people knowing about this planet. Well, let's just see what it is anyway. These books are.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna spread out through the room and start looking around.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Real fast, could in the introductory order let me know what languages you guys can read?
Common. Yeah.
1 sec.
It's gonna go for the order.
I speak Giff, Goblin, and Common.
Read, not speak.
Read. Common.
Okay. Braxon?
Yeah. Braxon can read and write common only.
Okay. Yeldan?
Elvish.
Okay. Ockar?
What I can read common, but yeah, I can only read common, but I do know how to speak Elvish and Dwarven.
Yeah, it's only reading that I'm
Can you read and
interested
write?
Yeah, I can read and write in common.
in. Okay. Leva?
Same. Common.
Okay. And Lafdul?
Elvish.
Okay. So Yeldan and Lafdul, you do find there's a lot of books that you cannot understand. You do find a handful of books that are written in Elvish. They appear to be on magical topics, covering.
No research.
Yes, that is. They're definitely books on that would be applied to spell research. Specifically, they're on aspects of elemental magic, summoning magic, alchemical magic, and dimensional magic.
Do I have to make a note of what these spell research books are? Because I've just said on my previous notes, I've got Elven research books. I've said I've got them in patch. I think I've left them at the asteroid by now.
You should, if it matters. And since,
only
since
if it matters.
I'm mentioning this, it may matter.
All right.
In other words, this may or may not give you a benefit in researching magic of those types.
All right. Considering it's like 5 minutes to end game, can I ask you after game?
Yeah.
All these books.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I can add it in.
Yeah.
Rather than hold up.
Yeah, that's fine. There's also a few in common. It's actually kind of a similar number between common and Elvish. Specifically, there's about 6 books in each language.
Do we recognize other languages, other known like spellcaster languages, other than like arcane or something? I'm just looking at like major humanoid races that have access to arcane spellcasters.
There are some that you do recognize as old tie-in, which is the liturgical language currently used by the Temple of Ptah. So those are quite old, and for those wondering, that it basically looks like hieroglyphics or hieratic script. There are also some that you recognize as an old language because you've like seen it around in a handful of places. Leva in particular would recognize this as an old language, but she can't tell what type. She's seen the characters before, but doesn't recognize it specifically.
Okay.
And then the bulk of the books are in a language that they're all in the same language that you do not know what they are. It is a very strange language, nothing like you've seen before.
Could I comprehend them with comprehend languages? Which I haven't
mean, you could try it.
memorized right now.
You could try it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, you could try it.
You could reckless to Emma, it.
Now, the thing is that a lot of the books end up falling apart when you take them off the shelf, and so the numbers that I gave you are the ones that were recoverable.
Okay.
For the common and elvish.
What are the subjects of the books in common? The 6 books
Same
about?
Same thing. Same subject matter as the elvish ones.
Dimension, summoning, conjuration, and something
Yeah, I can
else,
give it to you again afterwards. But so about 60% of the books end up falling apart when you take them off the shelf. They're pretty old, and you're feeling like this room is not well protected for storing books for some reason.
There's a couple of spells I'd love to cast in here.
Fireball?
No, 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 no!
I don't want to cast Fort Capture because obviously someone's been doing living here at one point in time. So
also, when I say books, I'm kind of using that as a shorthand for collections of writings. Some of them are actually like sheets of scrolls. Yeah. But there are also some scrolls that you believe have magical writing on them.
Ooh.
Spell scrolls.
I don't suppose Leva has read magic.
I do, but not memorized.
Right. Well, that's what I meant when I ask you if you have a spell. I mean, I usually mean memorized.
Yep.
So in total, you get let's see. 6 scrolls that you're pretty sure are magical in nature, because they're on higher quality parchment, like vellum. They're not...
Magic usually sustains them anyway.
Yeah, they haven't sustained quite the damage from time that the other ones have, and whereas most other scrolls are in, sheaths kind of thing, scroll rolled up and stuff like that, these are individual pieces.
When we say the books are disintegrating as we're picking them up, if we left them there, obviously we can't take them because we know they disintegrate. Are they intact enough if, for example, if someone were to come here and use magic on them to read them without damaging them?
Well, when I say that I don't think I said disintegrate. What I meant was fall apart. So like you take a book off the shelf and
the binding rips.
The binding falls apart in your hands, so the pages just go everywhere. Some of them have clearly, been hit with the ravage of time. You can only make out like half the words. The text is fading.
Well, no, there's usually. My point was, I suppose, is that
there are spells that can
divination
restore
magic.
things. Yes.
Yes, I was wondering if we should leave them or try and take what we can of them.
It's up to you. You won't know
Leave them, there's no-
until you pick them up whether they're good or bad, though.
Yeah.
Even bad books can be divined, I suppose.
If we're going to go and those people are going to take stuff off of us, we can give
them the
books.
stuff we can't
No.
read.
We can give them a few books that are falling apart,
Yeah.
and they will assume that that's what we got.
Although it's going to look very suspect if I'm carrying them and I suddenly procure them from a pouch of like thin air. It's like, yeah, what else you got in there?
Was there
Well,
anything
we
else? in
won't.
this room,
We'll have them in the bag, and we'll just open the bag and pull them out, or ask
Ahead
Higgimus
of
to carry
time.
them for us.
Well, no, we want to keep them in some kind of. For the majority of the journey, I'll have to carry them, or Lev will have to carry them because you've got better ways of preserving them.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. As
Yeah,
for what else
I
is
do
in the
want
room,
to contain them.
I'm not saying we take all the books. I'm saying we take enough books to give to
I
the
tell you,
people
take
of
them all.
Radol.
How many books are we talking about in the end? Like 200, hundreds?
well, in the end, you get 6 books in Elvish, 5 books in Common that are intact, and about 3 dozen books in languages that you can't read. The majority of those are in this strange other language. There's about 2 each in these other, 2 in Old Tie-in that are intact. Those in particular fall apart. Same with the other old language that you don't that Leva recognizes but doesn't know.
No, it's
Leva tells the others that she wants to stay here at least for one rest period to change her spells, so we
would
can take some
Lafdul.
of the we can take some of the books, and she can look at the books to be able to read them with comprehend languages, and check the scrolls, etc., with the read magic stuff.
Keep in
We did
mind that
also-
you just finished a rest like
Yeah,
an hour
we
ago.
won't be able to
Yeah.
rest.
We know that, but I'm not saying we rest now. I'm saying she wants to stay at least another rest period.
Okay.
So
Well,
no, we won't leave before we've rested at least once more.
Well, should we go take that
Yeah.
bowl? Should we take that bowl off then?
Was there anything else in this room, Old?
yeah, the tables are filled with like alembics and vials, but a lot of those have fallen over and shattered. You're not really sure that much of that is recoverable.
No metal vials of any kind. Lafdul,
No.
he always likes his metal vials.
There is one additional book that is bound in green leather. And yeah, green leather, and decorated with a gold filigree. It has no title on the cover or the spine.
Spell
Oh,
book.
that's
Spell book?
obviously important.
Well, that's
Spell
probably a
book?
spell book.
It's the big book of MacGuffins.
We'll grab that. I know.
It's in very good condition compared to everything else.
Probably
Usually, the
spell
more
book.
powerful the item, the more intact it is.
Yeah, that
Considering
might be
how old these rested are, it must be over 100 years old, this area.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know.
Okay, so if we get these 12 books that are good, do we want to go back to that other room? The one that
Yeah.
Ockar thought might be a bit dangerous, and one of us can...
Yeah, but as soon as one of us touches it, I was going to say on the next episode.
It is that time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And
let's
on top
grab the
of that-
books and then let's go check out that container thing.
Okay.
We can
Yeah,
just
I
we can
guess.
just take everything. We can just take everything in this room. We don't need to.
So,
Yeah, we can do it
I
after
assume
game.
that you're putting them in Leva's bag,
Yes.
the books that are good and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you return to the previous chamber with all the pipes and tubes and wires and things like that. And what are you gonna do?
So
lift
who's
up the
doing this? Me or Higgimus?
I looked up the
Higgimus.
class.
Okay. The dome is not connected, so it does lift off easily. And with that removed, you can hear these whirling objects quite clearly, like whirling through air. It didn't create any kind of like they clearly weren't in a vacuum or something like that inside there, but they are hovering in the air.
What colors are they?
Hard to see, but you are definitely seeing some metallic colors, some glints, some metallic glints. You're seeing some reds, some blues, maybe a little bit of orange, various shades of red.
I'll grab a rabbit.
You're gonna grab?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Can I? Lafdul's going to try and grab one with his ring. He's going to go for the yellowy one. While he's doing that, he's timing it.
Are you gonna try to do that at the exact same time as Higgimus?
The object inside the freaking glass thing.
I'm
Safe
carrying
versus
mine with the ring,
energy,
so with
Such
my
a smart
telekinetic power.
idea.
Okay. Higgimus, you reach out, and Lafdul, using your ring, you try to grab onto one of these whirling objects. Higgimus, you basically just stick your hand in and just like grab at it and hope that
Slices your hand off. Oh my god!
And as you do so, you clearly disrupt the magic that is involved in whatever this is going on.
Arcneos disappear.
And you do feel your hand wrap around something, Higgimus, and you clearly do grasp onto something with your ring, Lafdul. As you do so, all these other things whirling about in, almost too fast to see. They're just streaks of light. The others just go flying out throughout the room and slam into the walls. And the room begins to shudder, and that's where we're going to end it.
Yeah. Did I grab one with my ring?
You got one with your ring, and Higgimus has something in his hand. And
Oh,
I'll
so the other one was
describe
embedded
exactly
into the
what
wall.
those are next time.
I think we're gonna have to run the hell away now.
Yep.
Oh, why did someone grab the third one? It was free.
I
Oh.
didn't.
Oh, so they're like when this thing when you stuck your hands in there, and you disrupted the magic and everything went flying, there were more than 3.
Oh, what?
There were
You
a
could
lot
have had one each.
there were a lot more than 3 in there, and
Oh.
they all went flying and smashed into the wall.
Did they break on impact?
You will have to.
We'll find out next week.
You'll have to find out next week because
Oh, Lafdul's claimed one.
it is that time.
Higgimus has claimed one.
All right, so let's see. Experience point wise, that is going to be.
Hey, small spell books. Spell
You guys
research.
might have screwed us out of paradise with that move.
Ah, that's fine.
There'll be another one.
They don't like Lafdul much, so Lafdul doesn't really like them much, so...
Who doesn't like Lafdul?
They do, apparently.
Okay,
Who's they?
Higgimus,
People in Radar.
you get 1,700 experience points.
Oh, nice.
Braxon and Lafdul, 1,600. And Yeldan, Leva, and Ockar, 1,500.
What did Yeldan get?
1,500.
I think Lever just leveled.
Oh,
Nope.
congrats.
90,000.
Roll that 1d4.
90,014.
Ooh.
Do you know, this is the most amount of experience points I've got all year.
Yeah, because there's only been one session this year.
Is that the sighing of Higgimus? I hear in the background.
You're quite good at it.
Should I roll for hit points now or afterwards?
Now. Go ahead and roll now
Yeah,
if you
no,
want. I
because
mean,
I
otherwise
want
you
to-
can take
What
2.
is it? It's D
1d4.
D4.
D4.
I mean, you could take 2 instead if you want.
No.
Okay. I'm just giving you the option.
There's not that much.
Oh!
Well,
I
I'm
far
getting,
prefer just one instead of two.
Bad
There's
luck.
only a 1 in 4.
well, I gotta get going. I'll see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the game.
I will go
Yeah.
over with you, Leva, what new things you get, like if your Thaco changes or anything like that, afterwards.
New spells, huh?
More spells.
More spells.
Yes.
But you will need time to learn most of those. I don't believe you're moving to a new spell level, so you don't automatically get a new wild magic spell. It's only
Just
when
a
you gain a new
second.
spell level.
Yeah.
So.
I've got all that here. Just a second.
All right. Well, that will be. We'll take care of a lot of that next time. We'll see what the effect of grabbing these objects was when we come back in next week. Thank you guys for playing, and thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
This is fun.
Thanks for the game.
Thank you.